This is Kirk Sinclair, the hiking humanitarian, and I'm talking to Annette about the Wink Ministry. And let's start off. Who is Wink and what is the ministry?
Wink is a 3-year-old poodle that came into my world because he was rescued by my friend Mark. He had a malformed eye, would have been put to death by the breeders because he didn't have any value. And Mark said, I've got a dog for you. And, the rest is history. But in the process, he comes to work with me. I do massage. And he's well known in this area and has this loving personality. So about 1.5 years ago, a friend of mine said, why aren't you writing a book about him? And, I started writing this little book, and the whole book would have been just a sweet little book about this dog that got rescued and da-da-da. But taking from his life, on the last page, Wink went to visit my friend Danny, who had lost his eye. And in the book, he's able to say, Mom tells me that even though I'm not perfect, I'm worth $1 million. I hope she tells that to Danny, too. So then it transfers into something bigger than just Wink and his worth. And then at the last page, and he says, I'm a lucky dog that, that I'm not in the first page. The first page is the voice of the people from the breeding kennel and calling him a reject. Mm. And he says, I'm not a reject, that I have a special purpose. So, I thought, well, that's fun. We'll have this little book and try to sell the book. Well, as it turns out, then the farther we get with this, Wink has become a hero to children with special needs. One of the most dramatic experiences that I had, and this was shortly after we were doing this, about a few months after the book had come out, and a friend of mine and I were at this event where we were selling the book, and I went to get something for us to drink. And I come back, and she'd been talking to a mother and her 2 daughters. And the one daughter was just holding him passionately. And I thought, well, she really likes him. I couldn't quite pick. There was something very special. Well, when she handed him back to me, she had half a right arm. Mm. And I looked at him, I said, this is why we're doing this. This is, and this just, experience after experience of children who have been treated as rejects, adults who've been treated as rejects. Mm. And his message, and we have a little T-shirt that says, think Wink, you're worth $1 million. Mm. And it's just, people are responding to this. And they're seeing this, like just the other day, I got a call from a woman. There were these 2 little girls who just lost their daddy. She wanted the book because the book is comforting. It's providing a sense of value. And this little animal gives me, I could go out and say this. And, people say, that's nice. But there's something about this little one-eyed dog that the message is so much more powerful. And, as I said, I watch him with his public, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You could be, 500 pounds. That's okay. You can have a big nose. You can be retarded. You can be what he does. You can have only 1/3 of a right arm. He just thinks everybody's wonderful. I have learned from him. I have been humbled by watching him. Whew, gosh, I'm getting. But both Connie and the previous minister, they were the ones that they referred to this as the Wink Ministry, and I'm going, that's a big job. For a little guy. What he exhibits is love, and so. I'm going for the ride, and I'd like to write some other books, but I'm really working. This one really needs to be promoted. I was good, maybe down the road something, the gospel according to Wink, and things of this nature. But right now, it seems important to promote this. It's just been a kick. I can't tell you. if anybody had told me when that little doggy came into my world, I would never have believed the journey that would come forth.
Thank you very much. That was inspiring. I think people will get a lot out of that. Thank you very much for sharing that, Annette.
You're welcome.
This is Kirk Sinclair, Hiking Humanitarian.